I have a 2007 F-150. I want to share with you my experience, maybe a couple tips as I'm replacing the rear leaf springs so you don't make the same mistakes I did. So first, obviously you take off the bolts here, the U-bolts. You're going to need a 21 millimeter for the U-bolts. That's pretty easy. Where I really struggled was actually back here on my rear shackle. The bolt that goes in right there. That one was all sorts of bound up. That one is a 21 millimeter as well. What I ended up doing was ended up having to cut it out after hours and hours and hours of fighting with it. And I want to give you a tip there. It's not worth it to buy these cheapy blades from Harbor Freight. I try to save some money, get the cheap stuff. These do not work on these bolts. I finally went and bought the more expensive blade at Harbor Freight, and it cut through this rear shackle, that rear shackle bolt like butter. So that ultimately is how I got that one out, was using these blades. Then we came forward. We have the bolt here, the one that we all know Ford put in backwards. You either have to drop the fuel tank or you have to cut it out. It's a 27, the nut here is 27 millimeter. The bolt on the inside is 24 millimeter. I ended up cutting that out. And on that bolt, I used all of these blades. So again, these are garbage. These were a little better. I'm missing one. I used 6 of these blades and I got about a third of the way through. Finally, went and bought the diamond blades, got the name brand, and that's the one that got me through it. That one went through it pretty good, but still, I ended up needing 2 of the diamond blades from Harbor Freight and 1 of the name brand blades to get through that. This is the bolt. It is thick, it is hard steel, and it will chew up really cheapy blades. So if you're planning on cutting that out and all you have is a reciprocating saw like me, just don't waste your money on the cheap stuff. Get the diamond blades. You can't get a cutoff tool in there. There's not enough room. You'll see there. I'll try to show you. There's just not enough room. I have a 4.5 inch cutoff tool, and there's just not enough room to get in there and use that. So ended up having to use the reciprocating blades. Anyways, would have saved me a lot of time if I'd known that up front. If I'd known just to buy the diamond blades, could have saved me a lot of time, a lot of frustration. Hopefully that helps. If you have better ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments.